Okay, welcome everybody. My name is Calvenn Starre. I'm the founder and CEO of Living to Be, and you're listening to the Living to Be Monday Inspiration Call. And let me just say thank you so much for dialing in right now. And I'm also doing a live stream here on our Living to Be fan page. So welcome out there if you actually watch this now or you watch it later. Let me just start with our mission statement. And our mission with Living to Be is to spread hope, helping others prosper eternally and inspire total fulfillment in the lives of others. As a company and as individuals, everything we do is to inspire others to live with integrity through finding their own sense of truth and purpose, knowing that every decision, intention, and action matters because of the people they affect. And today our talk is on living your gift. And I didn't know what this talk was going to be about today, so I didn't send out an email. And, it's kind of like I was thinking to myself, what is something that would really benefit the world today? And this is an exercise that I went through the last couple of weeks with Kyle Cease. We were in Hawaii. My wife and I flew to Hawaii to go be with Kyle and attend one of his events. And it was really amazing because one of the first questions he asked us, because it was called the Holy Shit Entrepreneurial event. And so we were thinking it was going to be an entrepreneurial in form, meaning that we were going to go there, learn there are some things about business, about cutting edge and different things like that. And what it turned out to be was really a deep introspection into our own lives. And so one of the first questions he asked was, what is the one thing that you believe the world needs more of today in order to be able to help the world move forward? And so everybody wrote their stuff down and we kind of took note of this. And so what I did was I wrote down to be more of service. Like people need to be more of service to others, meaning that, it's an idea that to be of service to somebody else is to help and serve them without needing something in return per se. I think it's where a lot of people get blocked in their lives, is that they want to give, but they're also at the same time expecting something in return. And a lot of times in life, what happens is that we end up giving and we don't really get anything in return. And if we have the expectation of getting something in return, it can create conflict and it can create, resentment and all these different things. So my purpose and what I believe that the world needs today is to be of more of service to others. And, and there's an interesting aspect to that because it was not something that I really thought about. It was just the first thing that came to mind, which makes the exercise so powerful. And I really want to encourage you, if you're watching this, if you're, in the position here with me and listening, I want you to ask yourself, what do you believe the world needs more of today? Right? What do you believe the world needs more of today? Is it more love? Is it more happiness? Is it more joy? Is it more freedom? What is it that you believe is missing from the world? And when you ask yourself this question, what you're going to receive is your greatest gift. Your greatest gift, and it gives me goosebumps because of what it means, is that your greatest gift is what you're looking for in the world, is really what you're looking for within yourself. So when I said that I was looking for the world to be more of service, for people to be more of service to other people, what happened was I began to reflect back that I needed to be more of service in my life. I need to serve myself more by loving myself more and giving myself more permission to do the things that I want to do. But also, too, I needed to be there for other people in a way that was free of attachments. Because one of the things that I was really, hindered by in my life was that I was always giving, but I was always expecting in return. So I had all of these expectations with my relationships, in my marriage, with my kids, with my business partners, with life in general. I was always expecting to get something back. And what that did was that built up this confusion, this idea of who I thought I was. And I used to identify myself as being, this dual personality, this Gemini, right? Because I was born in June. And so I've lived with this stigma or this label of being a Gemini. And so I've always believed that I've had these two different personalities, which I do. And one of the things that happens is that we all have multiple personalities, not like, crazy people, but maybe so, who knows? We have to really check in. But, we all have a personality that we show ourselves when we're alone. We have a personality that we show our significant others when we're with them, those intimate relationships that we have. And then we have a personality that we show other people outside of that. And the reason that a lot of people create conflict and stop giving their gift and stop living their gift is because they end up getting trapped in this little triangle world of not being able to know who you really are. In fact, my wife, shared that with me. She reflected back that to me today in a conversation that we were having earlier, which was, I don't know who you are. I don't know who you're authentically being at times. And I said, yeah, I get it, because I'm still discovering who I am and letting go of all of the labels and the ego of what I've created to protect myself, but also to project out in the world to make people think certain things, because I was always expecting to get something in return. And maybe you can relate to this. I don't know. I mean, if you're a purely authentic person who is living their gift every single day, and you have no worries about how people see you and how people may judge you and what they may say about you, then kudos to you. I love you, and I would love to be mentored by you. But the fact of it is I really haven't found many people that are living their gifts every single day, and I don't even know if it's possible. I would love to believe that it is. And that's why I want to share this with you, because I really want you to question yourself and ask, what do I need to do in my life today to live my gift? Because one of the other traps that we live in is that we experience this idea that, I'll live my gift when I get this, right? Or I'll live my gift when this happens to me, when I have enough money, when my kids get out of school, when my relationship gets better, when I make more money, all these different things, and then I'll do the things that I want to do, right? I'll write a book when I'm successful and I have time to write a book, rather than just going, I want to write a book and doing it. And so I want you to ask yourself that question: is what life are you living? Are you living your gift every day? And know that it's okay if you're not. Right? We get so wrapped up in being judged by the world that we are afraid to admit where we are. We're afraid to really live in our truth of what experiences that we're going through. In fact, I still go through it to this day, where sometimes when things get reflected back to me by my wife and my relationship, it's like I get scared that, oh, she's not going to love me, or, oh, she's going to leave me if I'm not good enough for her. And in a sense, it's really not even that. What happens there is I'm not living in my true self and who I am and giving my gift. Because if I was, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't necessarily, not from the sense of like, I don't care what you think, but I wouldn't care, because I know that who I am is good enough for anybody. I know that who I am is good enough for me. And that's what I want for other people. I want you to be so good to yourself and live in that space that you can be of service to the world. Because when you're being of service to the world, it's kind of like just allowing yourself to, be in this space of creativity and expression and finding more happiness and joy in your life. So I want you to be living your gift every day. And so you need to be able to ask yourself those questions. Well, why am I to live today? And just take it day by day. Don't try and figure it out for yourself and try to make it some big, long goal to live your life or be living your gift, because if you're trying to put all that together, you're probably not living your gift in the moment. So this is the part of the process where it really becomes about, what it is that you want. I believe that we all have a gift that we are here to give. And I have been living the life of a fraud for so long, and I shared this with Kyle and the group of people that were there, that I felt like a fraud in my life, because I've been in such a place of seeking, looking for the answers, believing that this guru had it, Tony Robbins had it, T. Harv Eker had it, Brian Tracy had it, Kyle Cease has it, Christian Mickelson has it, whoever it is that I've seen and really admires, I thought, oh, they have the answer, they have the gift. And I realized that, in that process, I began to lose a part of who I was as an individual. I was trying to take on a piece of them, or a thought pattern, or a belief, or whatever, and try to make it so that it fit within myself. And then I realized, you know what? These are all great teachers. They're all great individuals, but they are all out there being themselves. They're not trying to be the next so-and-so, or they're not trying to be the next Wayne Dwyer or Deepak Chopra. They're just being themselves, and that's what makes them special. And so you living your gift is really about you being who you are. And if you're not living who you are, then you have permission to be that today. You have the permission to be able to live your life in the most fullest manner, so that you can start to share your life with people, because it doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be challenging. And if it is, I would invite you to know and understand that if your life is difficult right now, if your life is challenging, if it doesn't feel like it's in the flow, then what's going on in your life is that you're being challenged, right? You're being challenged because you're not being who you truly should be in the world. It's trying to reveal something for you. And that's what Kyle shared with us about Michael Beckwith, who is the agape minister that has been there for years and was on The Secret, which he says, what's trying to emerge here? So when you're in resistance in your life and you're experiencing that resistance, you have to ask yourself, what's trying to emerge here? And when you do that, what will come up for you is what the next steps are for you. You know, maybe you're afraid to be seen, or maybe you're afraid of somebody lashing out at you. Maybe you're afraid you're going to get sued. It doesn't matter what you do. I'm being sued now. I've been sued before. And you know what? It doesn't matter if I have done anything wrong or I've done everything wrong. People are going to judge you for whatever they need to judge you for so that they can validate who they are. And so I realized that, you know what? I don't need to be scared. I don't need to worry about it. I just need to keep living my life and giving my gift. And giving my gift fully means just being expressive and being honest and vulnerable and finding my authentic self, because I agree with my wife sometimes. I don't even know what's authentic. And so it's like that process for me to kind of find this whole idea of who I am. And I want to encourage you, and maybe, you know, like Marianne Williamson says, it's like, be the light, shine so that others have permission to do the same. And so I'm here saying, you know what? I feel what you're feeling. I understand what you may be going through in your life if you're struggling, and just know that it's a sign that something's trying to emerge out of you. And what you need to do is just tap in, pull back a little bit, get quiet. You know, I went away for, it feels like 3 weeks now, and there's been a lot of clarity in my life, but there's also been a lot of shit stirred up, and it's gotten difficult at times, and it's become overwhelming at times to where sometimes I don't want to get out of bed. And it doesn't mean that I'm, you know, giving up on life or that I'm depressed. It just means that I've got a lot going on that I need to maybe sit with and just be okay with where I am and not worry about trying to fix it, because right now something else is trying to come through me. And I've encouraged people. I've encouraged some of our top leaders, and I've been watching some of our top leaders actually take the time off. And I think it's the most beautiful thing at times, just to kind of pull away and let things go and see what happens, see what unfolds. Because if you're the one that's trying to force something and it's still not working, I promise you, if you let go, if it dies, it was meant to die. And that's okay. Something else more beautiful is trying to come through. I mean, how many times have we been in a relationship or been at a job or been in a process of our lives where it's been very, very difficult, and we're hanging on for dear life, and then the moment that either we let go or the universe comes and kicks our ass and makes us let go, all of a sudden something new and amazing shows up in our lives. I remember when my wife Christine and I went through this years ago, back in 2013. I think it was 2013, 2014. We were forced to go move, and we put up all of our stuff in storage. We moved and stayed with my dad because my stepmother was passing, and we went there to spend a week with her before she transitioned. And then we went and lived with a good friend of mine, Danny, in Atlanta. And then we were called, like, it was just like we needed to get out of we lived there for like 2 or 3 weeks and overstayed our welcome. And then it was like we were just being called, and we left the country for 7 weeks. And it was a time where we sat and reflected, and we just kind of went within. And then through that came a lot of great, amazing things in our lives. But we had to go through a process, and it was very uncomfortable. We didn't see our kids for those 7 weeks. We were struggling with different things. I just lost my stepmother. There was a lot of things that were coming up for me, but it allowed me to find out where I needed to, heal certain things. And then we came back and we created some amazing stuff. And then, now we're going through another process and transition because things are, being called forth through us, and we're allowing those to come through. But you know what? When you do that, and when you decide that you're going to take a stand in your life, and you're going to raise your vibration, and you're not going to settle for something in your life no more, well, what happens is sometimes it pushes people out. And that's okay, because as long as you're living your gift, I think it's a beautiful process for you to be able to go through and experience that. And that's what I want for everybody that's in Living to Be, or even outside of Living to Be. It doesn't have to be about my company. So it really is about you. It's about, what do you need to do today to live your gift fully? What do you need to do tomorrow to live your gift? But just for today, just take it for today. Just ask yourself, what do I need to do? Do you need to take some time? Because after this call, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go sit for several hours and just reflect. No music, no technology, no nothing, just meditate. And I'm going to see what I can do to get another, 2 or 3 hours. I've got to go pick up my son. And then when I get back from that, I'm going to sit for even more, because I'm okay with just being right now. And I want to invite you to do the same, because when you stop with all of the information that's coming in, and appreciate you being here on this call to hear some, but now it's time to be called forth to be able to just be quiet and not let anything else in, and just see what's going on inside and find out what you need to do to live your gift. That's the best thing that I believe that any of us can do, is ask, what does the world need today? Whatever comes up, start to just kind of sit with that and reflect with that. Maybe it's just to be quiet. Maybe it's just to take some time off. I love people who go, well, I have a job, I can't do that. Take a vacation day, take a sick day, and heal yourself and allow yourself to go within and just ask, okay, what do I need to do to live my gift? Because it doesn't matter what you do. If you have a full-time job, I believe that you can still live your gift. You know, those are where the great stories come from, where people, all the people that are doing their job, but then they write a book, or they, write a script or something that they do on the side because it's calling forth, it's coming through them, and they want to create that space for their lives, and so they do that. So I'm going to encourage you to do that too. Just to go within and just listen and see what's trying to come out, and just be with it and live your gift. So I appreciate you taking the time watching this video, whether or not you're listening to the call right now itself. I really want to just say thank you for everybody and what you're going through. I know that everybody's going through a struggle in their lives, and everybody's going through that transformational process. And this is one of the things I think too, back in December of this year, we created a new program. It was called Living to Be Fit, and we started it in January of this year. And we've had some amazing transformational experiences, because as my wife Christina coined it, it's the Get Good at Life program. And the results are coming in. The before and after pictures are all over the place now, and it's really exciting to see these huge transformations. But what's really cool is those pictures are what grabs people's attention. But it's truly when you listen to the testimonials and you start to see the difference in people's lives and how they respond and how they, how they show up in life. That's truly the transformation. That's why it's FIT, F-I-T-T, finding inspiration through transformation. Because if there's any resistance in your life, if there's anything that you want to accomplish, it is trying to emerge itself. And this is a great 90-day program to help you go through the process of being able to figure out what's causing you to drown your emotions with eating, right? Because we all do it. We all emotionally eat. And when you go through this process in this fun, energetic, and kind of engaging way, what happens is things start to come up for you, and you start to be able to deal with them in a different way. And when you can start to deal with things in a different way in your life, that's when something different happens for you. That's what Living to Be Fit is. Yes, it's a health and nutrition program. Yes, people lose weight on it or release the weight. But it is much more than that. And I really want to encourage you that if you're looking for something, if something is calling forth for you to make changes in your life, if you can hear it and going, gosh, I want something different, it's for you. It is something that will give you the transformational tools to be able to walk through over 90 days in a very small, stepping way. It's not a leap, right? It's not a huge jump that you're going to have to jump over in a hurdle. It is a small baby steps. And what happens is that you become so focused on those steps that in 90 days, you'll look up and you'll go, holy shit, I can't believe where I am right now. And that's the beautiful process of what we have with Living to Be Fit. So if you need information, reach out to the person that invited you to this call or shared this post with you, and get involved. We have a new program that starts every single Monday, because it's an automated system. It's an automated program where we give you the information step by step. It's been proven, it's been tested, it's out there, it's getting the results for people. So stop questioning whether or not it works and just get involved, because we know that it does. Okay? It's an amazing process for you if you're looking for transformation. If you're not, hey, cool, enjoy it. Go enjoy your ding-dongs and your ho-hos, and it's totally fine, all right? So the cool part about that is that it's all about you. It's all about your story, your journey, and I just want to invite you to take a look at it. Living to Be Fit, 90-day total lifestyle transformational program. You'll see a lot of me, so if you've enjoyed this talk, you'll really enjoy the program itself. You'll see some of my wife, Christina, who's an amazing person that adds amazing value to what we do, because she's got she's a therapist that helps people with transitioning and doing things in their lives. Great coach and mentor for people. So it's just an exciting program that I'm really excited about, and I look forward to seeing you there. So everybody, have a wonderful rest of the week. We'll be sending out information about the rest of the calls this week later on. And I will say that this is Calvenn Starre, and I'm living to be inspired, unleashed, timeless, and fit. Thanks, everybody.